Hi, this is a quick tutorial to show you how to flip your canvas to create seamless patterns every time. This is how I create patterns. Obviously, there are lots of other ways to do it. I have included this canvas in your purchase because I have pre-saved some selections so you can flip them. Now, these selections live in the ribbon and in the save and load. So, as you can see, there are 8 selections. I will go through each selection. It will make more sense as the tutorial goes on. Selection 8 to selection 5 are each quarter of the canvas. Selection 4 to selection 3 is the horizontal halves of the canvas. And selection 2 to selection 1 are the portrait halves of the canvas. As I said, it will make more sense later on. Right, let's make a simple frame pattern. Now, I'm going to use the stamps included in your purchase. I'm not going to do lots of drawings just for the sake of time in the tutorial. Let's get started. So, let's get rid of these bits. We don't need them. And I'm going to do a creamy peachy background because white always overwhelms me. Right, in our first layer, this first layer is going to be our template. So let's rename that template. Lovely. And in this layer, we're going to stamp our template. I'm going to click on my frame layouts and I think I'm going to stick with the mixed frames template. Right, on my template layer, I'm going to stamp my template in the middle. As you will see, it's going to be a lot smaller than your template. We need to expand the template to the same size of the canvas. So what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure my template layer is selected. I'm then going to press the arrow at the top and I am going to click on fit to canvas and that will expand the template to perfectly fit your canvas. Next, we need to have a new layer. This will be where we stamp our frames in. So let's rename that frames. We are not going to ever draw on the template layer because then we'll have the template in our final pattern, which we don't want. I'm actually going to make the template layer a bit lower in opacity. So let's click on our frames layer and let's start stamping those frames. So included in your purchase, you will have 25 hand-drawn frames. These frames there's some more basic frames to more decorative frames at the top. We're going to start stamping them into our layers, onto our template. So I'm going to pick this one, this oval frame, and I'm going to pick blue because I'm really liking blue at the moment. And I'm going to stamp that on top. Now, as you can see, they are slightly smaller as we stamp them. We can change that. So let's just edit our stamps to fit each frame. There we go. Now I'm just going to do this on a new layer for resizing purposes. There we go. Actually, that's quite a good size already. Let's do it thinner. There we go. And then I'll combine those layers. You don't have to combine the layers. I'm just doing it so we have less layers to work with in this tutorial. Right. What you can see now is that we cannot stamp any more frames. That's because the frames are coming off the side of the canvas. This is where we have to flip the canvas. I am going to group my layers together and I am going to highlight my group. So you go in layers, highlight the group, then we're going to click the ribbon, then we're going to click save and load, and we're going to click on selection 8 and then the arrow. Once we press the arrow, you'll see a quarter of the canvas is selected. We need to flip it. The way we do this is we click on flip vertical and flip horizontal. Press the arrow to deselect. We need to do this 3 more times to match up our pattern. So, in your layers, your group should still be selected. Press your ribbon, press save and load. This time, press selection 7, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal. Press the arrow to deselect. Press your ribbon, press save and load, selection 6, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal. Arrow to deselect. Ribbon, save and load, selection 5, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal. Now, if you've got lots of lovely drawings, which you should have, you will notice that they're upside down. You can change this quite easily. Click your arrow and rotate it to be the correct way around. Now, we're going to continue to add some frames. I think I'm going to do this traditional frame, stamp, resize. There we go. I'm going to combine that. And let's do, let's do just a simple frame for the bottom one. Make it a bit bigger. Oh, forgot to do it on a separate layer. There we go. Combine that layer. Now, as you can see, again, we've got the same problem. Our frames have come off of our canvas, so we cannot stamp any more frames. So this time we're only going to flip 2 halves of the canvas rather than 4 quarters. So select your group, select your ribbon, save and load, selection 4, arrow, and we're just going to flip vertical this time. Press your arrow again to deselect. Your group will still be highlighted. Press your ribbon, save and load, selection 3, arrow, flip vertical, and then press your arrow to deselect. Again, you'll have your beautiful drawings in and they will be upside down, so you can change that by rotating it. Now let's add another frame. This time let's do a cute bow one. There we go. Lovely. Let's combine that. Now we've got one more frame that we need to fill. As you will notice, when we flipped the canvas last, it pushed our frames to each quarter. That means we need to go back into flipping our quarters inwards. Select your group, select your ribbon, save and load, selection 8, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal, again, ribbon, save and load, selection 7, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal, arrow to deselect, ribbon, save and load, selection 6, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal, arrow to deselect, ribbon, save and load, selection 5, arrow, flip vertical, flip horizontal, arrow to deselect. Again, your beautiful pictures will be upside down. You can rotate them to be the correct way up. We've got one more frame to do. Let's end it with another bow. So I'm going to do that. Let's make it a bit bigger. And then we can just make it. Yeah, I like that. There you go. Maybe we make it actually a little bit shorter. Perfect. Right, so now let's combine that. All our frames are filled with our stamp frames. Now, we need to check that this pattern is seamless. The way we're going to do that, we're going to hide the template layer by deselecting the tick, and we are going to copy and paste our pattern. The way we do this is we do a 3-finger tap down on our iPad screen and press copy all. Then again a 3-finger tap down on our iPad screen and press paste. You will now have an inserted image of your pattern. I'm going to move that to the top and I am going to duplicate it 3 more times. Now you will have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the same image. What we're going to do is make each image smaller and pull it to each quarter of the canvas. So the way we do this, click on your first inserted image, click on your arrow key, and let's start on the left hand side. So let's click on the top left hand node or circle at the top. You'll see the dimensions are 3000 by 3600 pixels by 3600 pixels. The reason why I've done the canvas at this size is because it's best if you're selling on spoonflower. It's a good size to make larger images for wallpaper and you can reduce them down. So I always feel like it's better to reduce down than bring a pattern up, because that's when you can lose pixels. So we now need to half this amount. So we're going to change it to 1800 by 1800 pixels. And what you'll notice is it will automatically pull your pattern to the top left hand side. In our next inserted image, we're going to do the same but pull it down to the left-hand side. So, click on your inserted image, click on your arrow, click on your bottom left-hand node, change it to 18 by 18 pixels, and then you are done. Let's do our next two. So our next inserted image, click on the arrow, click on the top right hand node. We're going to change it to 1800 by 1800 pixels. Press the arrow to deselect. And last one, press the arrow, bottom right hand node, change it to 1800 by 1800 pixels, and it will pull it down to the bottom right. As you can see, we have a perfectly seamless frame pattern. Now, I hope that made it easy for you to follow along. If you have any questions about making seamless patterns using the templates and stamps, please just let me know. Thank you. Bye.